I had to take the back way so no one would suspect my purpose.
I could not completely hide my disgust. Yes, already. Introduce myself, Philip James Gorilla, from the best state of
Welcome to the Milo Experience.
G'day, boys and girls. Welcome to episode 4 of the Milo Podcast. Bing bong, bing bong. We're up to episode 4 already. Can you believe it? I personally cannot believe it. I don't believe anything though. Like, I need some cold, hard facts. I don't be believing anything unless I've personally witnessed it or there's some kind of scientific, peer-reviewed study that confirms all of the details that I'm interested in. And if it deconfirms what I suspect, then I just ignore it, actually. I'm not into misinformation or disinformation. The only kind of information that I take is absolute raw information, raw egg information. You got to crack the shell, remove the yolks, and give me the whites. You know what I'm talking about? Beat it, mix it, throw it with some flour, sugar, and then what have you got? A cake, motherfucker. I be getting that cake all the time. I stay caked up. Check out this behind, bro. Ooh, check it out in biker shorts. I be going up and down the mountain on my mountain bike, switching gears, changing lanes. No face, no eyes, no ears, no soul, no heart. You know what I mean? Just absolutely fucking heartless. I'm the most heartless cyclist that you've ever seen. Pushing on down that hill, up that hill, around the way, and down the bend. You can't see me anymore because I'm out of there, bro. I'm in a different zone, different time zone, different postcode, different places, different counties, states, countries, nations, different planets, solar systems. You know what I'm saying? Intergalactic. I'm traveling into different universes right now, parallel dimensions. One thing about me is that you just can't pin me down. I can't be pinned down by anything. You know what I'm saying? Not by pins, not by skewers. But I wouldn't mind a kebab, actually. I like a shish kebab. Do you say kebab or kebab? I've always found it funny. It's like Muslim or Muslim. I don't know. It's kind of those type of, that emphasis, the kebab. It sounds really funny to me, but it's sort of cute way to say kebab, I guess. Is it? Actually, I don't know. What's the etymology? And what's the difference between like a kebab and then you got a shish kebab? Because in my mind, a kebab is like a rolled up pita bread with meat and veggies inside, but then you get a shish kebab or shish kebab, right? And it's like a piece of meat with a skewer inside of that. You twist it around on open flames and then like get the coals and get all the smoky stuff, the residue, get smoke inhalation, it comes in your lungs, gets on your tongue, tasty, smells good. You know what I'm saying? Smoked hickory, put it on your brisket, warm it up in the oven, put it on the spit, spin it around, twist it. You got to remove it, replace it, bring it, descale it. We're all about the descaling. I'm shifting everything down in my life. I'm changing gears down. We're going down. I'm bringing everything down because I'm tired of being up. You know what I mean? I've been on these uppers for so long, an up binge. It's time to go down to Chinatown. I was upscaling my life for so long. You know, now it's just full of bullshit that I don't even care about. I don't care about anything in my life. I just need to scale it all back down. I'm going minimal, you know what I mean? Minimal lifestyle Milo. That's what they're going to call me from now on. Minimal Milo. Or maybe Milomal. Is that a good genre? A new genre of music? Maybe genre of music, genre of fashion. Milomal. You just go outside wearing nothing but your underdacks or even just like an elastic band around your waist or something like that. Maybe a mare's sash. Go outside with an elastic band and a mare's sash, you know? Mayor of Milo City, that's me. I'm the king of the country, king of the world, on top of the planet, baby, you know what I'm saying? No one can topple me. It's all about my rules, my dictatorship, all my thoughts coming out, just spinning around like the planets in the solar system, just rotating and twisting and turning and like perming, and they're just so perfect, like Herman, you know what I mean? Perforated thoughts, I've got a lot of holes inside them, I've got to patch them up, you know? I mean, they're just ideas. That's all they are, they're just ideas. And, you know, ideas are something that come and go. They can be right, they can be wrong, and that's why that's why I need to patch up the holes in my ideas. I need to make them foolproof. There's a lot of leaky boat theories that I've got in my mind that just basically need to be patched up, resunk, sailed out, refurbished, destroyed and then sunk into destroyed by a submarine, and then splattered with paint. You know, just redecorate the entire interior, move the furniture around, do some feng shui type stuff. Maybe, you know, redecorate your bedroom, move the bed from the left side of the wall to the right, put your computer over on the other wall, on other desk, maybe put your computer on the floor, see what it's like to produce music on the ground for a while, you know what I mean? I've been there, done that, you know? I used to produce music underground. I'm so underground that I went into the mine shaft to produce my music. You know what I'm saying? No one can hear it except me and the bats and maybe some worms that are down there. And like, I don't know what else. What else lives 500 feet under the ground? Like mites, maybe a mole. What else buries that low? Insects. I don't know. Do they even have life down in those caves? What's the point of the caves even existing? People still go down there though. Their headlamps crawling around, getting all wet and dirty, or like they go diving in the underwater caves where they're just like, I mean, you're gonna die, man. One way or another, you're gonna die. That's why I watch them on YouTube. I don't be doing that shit myself. I just watch, hey, this person died, that person died, this person went diving, and then they died. It's almost in the name, right? Diving. I wouldn't be diving in those caves though, man. If I was going to go diving, I'd be diving with the dolphins, the squids, the whales, and we'd probably go and round up a bunch of a big crew and just go down beating on the sharks, you know what I mean? Ride around and find jaws with me and my whales, get on, smashing him, punching him in the head and just beating the fuck out of him with the flippers. Probably stick a cork in his blowhole. Do sharks have blowholes? No, they got gills though, but maybe I can put something in the gills. What would you, like credit cards? What else can fit inside that little slippery slit that they got on the sides of their heads? Maybe just patch it up with a bit of paper, cotton bud, until they suffocate and die. Because I'm not a fan of sharks. Did you hear about some girl went night swimming and she got bit by a shark in Sydney? Like that was last week. True story, right? We're all about the true stories here, nothing fake. I don't make up anything. All I do is authenticate the facts, and that's what I mean when I need to reperforate the holes inside of my thoughts and change my ideas so that they're not such leaky boats. Speaking of leaky boats, I went out in the fishing the other day. Went out fishing, and my dinghy full of fish. Just one fish after the other. I threw in my reel. Didn't even have any bait. I just did my little fishy call. Right? Fish just come jumping up out of the water, landing inside, like, you know, that Super Mario type shit, the fish jumping out of the water. I had to be dodging left and right because I didn't want to get shrunk into a real small mode, you know what I mean? But got so many fish that my dinghy went underground, under the water. Like, it went under the water. My boat got so heavy it went under the water. And then I went into an underground cave, and I went down to the bottom of the lake, and I went into one of those underground caves, and there was a big monster inside, and he said, "Hey man, what are you doing down here under the water so low in the water? You can't breathe." And I'm like, bruh, don't tell me what I can and can't do, man. I can breathe no matter what I'm doing, man. I can be upstairs, downstairs. I can be around the corner. I could be underground, under the water, inside a tight, claustrophobic, enclosed space. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me. In fact, I could be in inner space. I could be in outer space. I could be in a different location and you wouldn't even know because I'm ethereal and omnipotent. You know what I mean? I'm omnipresent. I can just be present in the omni, and I can be present in the omnivores, because I be eating veggies and be eating vegetables, and I also eat animals, and that's about it. It's just vegetables and animals. Sometimes I eat chemicals as well, like, you know, just some man-made shit that goes straight into my brain and it like fucks up my thoughts, be imbalancing all my bodily functions and like giving me microplastics and causing all of my problems like depression and bipolar disorder, anxiety and schizophrenia, and like I'll be turning into a psychopathic murderer or something like that, just running from door to door, knocking on your door, trying to get in, just like, let me in. Hey, is anyone here? Hey, it's me, your neighbor. Knock, let me in. I'm trying to come in and kill you. Can I come inside and kill you? You know what I mean? Those days are behind me. I hope they're going to be behind me soon. I'm working on it. I'm working real hard. Self-improvement. I'm all about improving myself, moving up, moving on, moving around my problems, like just skirting by, just just floating by, floating from left, floating to right, from town to town. You know what I mean? You can't keep me down. I think that's the theme. That's the theme about my lifestyles. You just can't pin me down. I might be doing one thing one day, and then I'm doing something else the next day. And then on the third day, it's something else entirely different. On the fourth day, I might go back to the first thing, you know what I mean? And on the fifth day, I might be back on the second thing, but on the sixth day, it's something brand new again. So every few days, it's like always be testing out your limits, always be changing, always be learning, you know what I mean? Learning like vermin. You come straight around like Herman. Yeah. But it's a nice warm day outside, the sun be shining, I can hear the cicadas, they be making their sounds, you know what I mean? Nature, don't you love nature? I love being out in nature. The trees, plants, monkeys, kangaroos, emus, snakes, lizards, you got like all kinds of rabbits, cat, dog, elephant, and that's just animals, man. What about all the fruits? There's banana, orange, pineapple, dragon fruit. That one pops into my mind a lot, but I don't say it very often because it seems like so far-fetched. Dragon fruit. It's a real thing though. Like dragons are not real, or maybe they are, but we just haven't discovered them yet. It's like is that a paleontology thing? But one day paleontologists, they might discover the dragons, or maybe like you cast some kind of spell on a dragon fruit and it turns into a dragon, or if you eat nothing but, like maybe if you have a baby and then you feed it nothing but dragon fruit from the day it was born until it reaches age 69, then it will turn into a magical dragon. But dragon fruits are real, so is mango. You've also got like kiwi fruit, pawpaw. I mean, there's all kinds of fruits out there, man. Like coconut, is that a fruit? Is that a vegetable? I don't even know what to consider that. It's like a stone fruit, maybe a stone rock or a rocky boulder. Maybe it's just made out of concrete, or like it's a bowling ball. Put your fingers inside, throw it down and smash the Skittles, you know what I'm saying? Skittles are good. Different flavors, and Skittles are fruity too. You got lime Skittles, you got apple Skittles. Actually, what was better, lime or apple? I'm a bigger fan of apple. I like green apple, man, to be honest. Put that in the comments, your favorite Skittles flavor. You got orange, which is like orange flavor. You got green now, which is the apple flavor. I think it used to be lime. I prefer apple. You got the probably purple, which is like grape, and then like you got like a red Skittle, which I think is cherry. And then there's like, what about the jelly belly beans? Don't they have different flavors like snot and earwax and toasted marshmallow and all kinds of crazy ass flavors? But I prefer Haribo. Big fan of Haribo, man. Germans know what they're doing, bro. Germans are engineers, and they have engineered the perfect candy, the perfect gummy candy. I'm a big fan of gummy candy, but it's got to have the sugar over top, like the citric acid sugar, which is what I think the sugar is made out of. So it makes you do those tongue twisties with your lips and your face, like, ooh, like you sucked on a lemon, you know what I mean? Coca-Cola bottles with the sugar on top. In fact, that's the only way to have them. Coca-Cola bottles are all right, but you got to have the sugar on top. In fact, gummies just in general, they got to have the sugar. Otherwise, it's no bueno, you know what I'm saying? It's no bueno. That's a no senor. What's the word for no in Spanish? I'm trying to think back to my brujeria Spanish lessons, and now I think it's just, there's this one song where they're like, sí, no. So maybe the word for no in Spanish is just no, or now, or something like that. Or maybe that's like Portuguese, or maybe it could be from Iceland or Finland, or it could be from Russia. Maybe it's from Tasmania or New Zealand. It could be Morocco, Malta. Maybe it's from the Caribbean. It could be Ghana. Who knows, man? Haiti, Barcelona. You know, do the Barcelona roll, get the claw inside the roll, add some mayonnaise or even some aioli. I prefer aioli. Good stuff. Don't do eggs, but I'm happy to eat mayonnaise or aioli, you know what I mean? You got to crack the white, take out the yolk, spin it around, throw in some vinegar. Good stuff. But never fry an egg unless you want to kill a baby. Is in fact eating egg, like how can you be, you're pro egg but anti-abortion? I mean, how can you be pro-egg and anti-abortion? As Christians, please, can you answer that question? Pro-eating eggs and anti-abortion. Don't you realize that? Or what about vegans? I suppose vegans, they're the ones that don't eat eggs, and they don't eat anything except fake food that people have made up, right? And vegetables, which is fair enough, but like that fake shit, ugh, no thank you. Don't like it. Not a fan of the fake food. Not a fan. You know what I'm saying? Tastes like... Reminds me of foam, like a styrofoam that's been soaked in the catching pit of a barbecue for 5 days or some shit, you know what I mean? Or like, it's like tire rubber. It's like rubber that's made for tires. Maybe you could probably make a car with fake vegan meat wheels, and it would probably last for 100 million years after the nuclear war, and you'd still be able to go and pick up those tires and probably eat them, except for they'd have a bunch of radiation and shit on them, you know what I mean? But I mean, who really cares about radiation poisoning? We've got so much in the atmosphere already. Apparently there's no control group for microplastics, you know? Everyone's in the whole planet Earth has got microplastics on them, except probably like uncontacted tribes or some shit. And then when they exploded the nuclear bombs, then that Zyklon B shit or whatever went around the entire planet. Have you ever heard about the story of Fritz Haber? Huh? Yeah, that's exactly right. I know, motherfucker. sometimes I wonder if I know everything, or like if the things that I've got wrong are actually right, or if the things that I got right are actually wrong, or if I should turn left or go right or upside down in the night. Is it day? Is it night? Is it real life? I don't really know. I can't tell if it's a dream or if what I'm trying to do is just absolutely something that can't be accomplished by a regular human. You know, I'm not a superhuman. I'm just a regular guy, just trying to do regular things all of the time with my life. You know, just trying to just get by from day to day, living. You know, just surviving and just like reviving. So sleeping, trying to catch some rest. And I wake up, my eyes pop open, I jump out of bed, hit the showers, and then it's just straight in the training, you know, I'm hitting the bag. Doing them spin kicks and side kicks and like all kinds of punches, and you know, I'm looking like, some people call me Hitmon Lee, some people call me Hitmon Chan, but what they don't know is that I'm actually the man, and I'm from Japan. Shout outs to Mikey Trunk, rest in peace, you feel me, Jock Jam Jesus, R.I.P. Big respect to Jock Jam Jesus. Rest in peace, brother. Yeah, you never know when your time's up, I guess. You never know when your time is up until it happens. And then even when it does happen, you might not know, because maybe it was like some kind of meteorite attacked you from like outer space and it just flew down and smashed your head open and you died instantly without even knowing. I used to watch a lot of people dying videos all the time until they got censored from Reddit, but that was one of my favorite pastimes. And like, people just die all the time, you know what I mean? From just random shit. You can just be walking down the street and then like a window falls off of a building and like slashes your body in half, or truck be driving by really too quick and the nuts on the wheels are too loose and then the wheel comes off and it just bounces down the road and obliterates you, you know what I mean? Or some old man has a stroke and crashes his car through a bank and kills everybody, and you know, who knows when your time is up. Or sometimes you know when your time is up because you're the one who's facilitating the death. Maybe you've got like a belly full of poison or like a bottle full of pills, and you just like wash it all down with some alcohol and die. And you know when your time's up. But usually those people, they leave a note to blame people. They want to blame everyone else for their problems. I hate my mom and my dad and now I'm dying because of it, so fuck you. Or I hate my job or my girlfriend. Boo fucking who? You know what I mean? Boo fucking suck it up, man. Pull up those bootstraps, you know, flick those britches, reclasp the straps and tighten up that belt, you know what I'm saying? Pull up those socks, tighten your laces, and do a couple backflips. Get some exercise into you, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's all about. It's all about moving the body, moving the mind, moving those chemicals from the outside of, from the inside of your body to the outside of your brain. Right? It's like, you know, the human process of desterilisation, or like, you know, you got to get outside of your own mind and just realize that this whole thing is just some kind of holographic hallucination that we share. You know, it's something that we all partake in, and we can't unpartake unless you and hero, bro. You know what I'm saying? So just do it. Do it now. But I think it's time for some calls. On a lighter note, we're going to change gears, change lanes. We're going to switch up the system, and we're going to go take some viewer calls, some audience calls. So here we go. All right, so moving on to calls. First call off the rack today. Who have we got there?
Hi, mate. It's Roger from Silverton.
Oh, Roger from Silverton. Thank you very much for calling the Milo Podcast. Episode 4, by the way. Silverton, whereabouts that?
It's about approximately 32 kilometres from the Big Broken Hill.
Ah, yeah, Big Broken Hill. Yeah, nice place. Know all about it. Okay. All right, so Roger from Silverton, what you got for me today, mate? What's up?
Well, I like in my spare time to do a bit of rock climbing. Like, I go out, I get my sticks, I climb a few rocks, you know, I do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, right, like a lizard, like a skink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I hear you. Yeah.
Slipping around in the desert, and look, this one time I seen this ginormous thing like in the distance. I don't know what it was. It was probably 10 foot, 15 foot, like it was massive.
Okay.
And it was just like sitting there staring at me, and I was petrified.
Right, okay. So something around the rocks of Silverton. All right, can you describe this creature?
Oh, look, it was huge. Like, it was nothing like I've ever seen before. It was like towering. It was just wore a leather jacket, and it had some sort of like bike with it, like it was on a bike, mate. And it was just humongous figure. Okay, look, there's a couple of cryptids, you know, zoology type shit that be going down around Broken Hill, and it's starting to ring a bell, man. I've heard rumors of something like this. Big creature, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet, maybe even larger. Giant bike, man. Gets driving around, and sometimes like, hey type thing, right? Yeah, does that sound like about the kind of thing that you saw? Look, that sounds very, very similar to what I saw. Like, it's nothing like I've ever seen before. It's like nearly like a skyscraper just in the middle of the desert.
Wow, okay, all right. Yeah, look, Mate, you're giving me I think I'm picking up on your vibe here, and I'm going to have to lay it down on you. I've heard a lot of rumours about a particular creature named Brodie Kennedy. Gets around the Broken Hill area, including Silverton, likes to jump on his bike, revs it down the highway. He's a huge dude. He's absolutely huge, and his bike's even more massive than him, man. Like, he could be, like, sometimes when he'd be driving by, he'll just block out the sun, and he's very dangerous. He's very violent. Very few people live to tell the tale once they have witnessed this creature. Do you think that this is what you saw?
I have a feeling it could be, because this massive figure, like, it blocked the sun out. Like, I couldn't see for miles. Like, it was just blackness.
Fuck me dead, mate. All right, so, and you've lived to tell the tale. I mean, it's a very harrowing experience, mate. I've heard he's got, like, his own gravitational pull. He usually murders anybody that comes in like, close proximity to him. How did you survive?
I don't know. I just stood there. Like, I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. I said I was getting pulled in towards him, that gravitational pull, and I had me sticks in the ground. I was holding against the rocks, trying not to pull in. Like, and he just stood there, 20 foot, like, just blocking out the sun. I couldn't see, and I was just pulling in towards him and just couldn't move, couldn't get away, couldn't speak, couldn't scream. There was like no air in my lungs.
Mate.
It was.
It sounds almost like a sleep paralysis demon or something like that, mate. How were you? Did you need medical attention or like?
Just afterwards, I had to ring the ambulance afterwards. Like, it just all of a sudden he went, and he like disappeared. And like, it was never there, and I couldn't move. I rang the ambulance and they came out, and no one will believe me to this day of like what happened. Like, everyone thinks I'm crazy or something. No one understands. Like, I can't believe it.
I can hear how this has affected you, dude, and honestly, just hearing your story, it has got my adrenaline spiked right now. Like, my heart is racing, and I want to tell you that I believe you, mate. There's plenty of my listeners out there that will believe you as well. We're all aware of the Brodie Kennedy, and look, welcome to the network, mate. I feel like you're one of us. Look, I'm going to let you go. We've got plenty of calls on the line. Thank you very much for that information, tipping off of the Brodie Kennedy. I might add that to the, maybe that's something I can add to the Brodie Kennedy report. But Roger from Silverton, thanks for the call, mate.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
All right. So, yeah, thanks for that, Roger, out at Silverton. Next caller. Who have I got?
Triplesix.
Hey, Triplesix. I like the name. And where are you staying, Triplesix?
In the ACT.
ACT. Shout out to ACT. Nice and warm up there, right? This time of year?
Better than Far North Queensland.
Right, yeah. Fuck Queensland. We don't give a shit about Queensland. Those motherfuckers can all die in a fire for all I care, right?
Pretty much.
That's it. So, yeah, what do you got for me today, Triplesix? What's going down in the ACT?
Fucking nothing. Everyone's weird.
Everyone's weird about the ACT. I've heard things about weird ACTians. Like, what kind of weird things they be getting up to?
Well, I'm not the weirdest one here, which is a nice change.
Wow. Okay, that's actually quite surprising. Is it just the vibe? Is it like a feeling, or is it something that you can witness, like the actions of the people, or what's so weird about it?
I've never seen so many people wearing woolen thick socks with slides.
Oh, okay.
Like, through the supermarket.
Pure bogan type shit. I like it. It's very Australian. It's very authentic right there, I think. And in the middle of summer as well, right?
In the middle of summer as well.
Yeah.
Every second person.
got to stay warm. That's the thing. So yeah, what do you? What's happening in? What's happening in your life? What's going down?
I want to ask you a question.
Okay, sure. What's up?
What is the name of your very first band?
Okay, the name of my very first band. All right, that's an interesting question. It's also a personal question because, I started my first band with, I guess you could probably call it a family band. It was just me and my brother and my half brother and my half sister and my step cousin. Like, we started this band. It was like a sort of 50s rock and roll style band called the Cunt Smashers. And basically, like, our first album, our debut album, was like this concept album about how, like, drawing upon our experiences when we used to work in the baby ward at the hospital, stepping on their heads. I mean, I don't know. It was just a bit of fun. We went through all of the usual sort of rock and roll shit, drugs, sex, throwing TVs out of the windows and all that kind of stuff. I got addicted to all the fun stuff. You know how it goes in rock and roll bands. I got addicted to all kinds of substances. I had to go and purge them from my body. Yeah, I had like the 10-step program. They put me into a cryo chamber and like I had to sleep it off for about 100 years. But I bounced back and here I am on the show. But yeah, it's been a wild ride. What kind of music do you generally get into yourself?
I listen to a lot of punk.
Yeah, a lot of punk metal. Yeah, okay.
More into folk at the moment though.
Oh, okay, yeah, folk. Okay, a lot of folk. They say that there's a lot of folks out there. Folk this, folk that. There's kin folk, there's fur folk. But I've got to ask you a question, like, because I've got a bit of a hunch. Have you ever seen a folk?
I have not seen a folk.
Yeah, I see. Like, would you even know a folk if you saw one?
Probably not. I don't really go out.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's a good question to ask because I've got this hunch, I got this like a gut feeling that folks are not real. I think folks are fake.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's bullshit.
we're probably going to have to do some sort of studies, maybe a bit of polling. Maybe I'm going to have to like get some peer-reviewed research, and like we'll line up a bunch of these so-called folks, and I'm going to analyze them. And yeah, exactly. And I'll find out we're going to get to the bottom of that. But Triplesix, thanks for calling in. I really appreciate the call. I'm going to let you go and move on to the next caller.
No worries. Enjoy.
Thank you. Okay, welcome to the 4th episode of the Milo Podcast. Thank you for listening to the viewer calls. We're going to move on to some music. We're going to check out this song one of our viewers called in, and they said, play this song on the air, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So without further ado, I'm playing this song right now.
Yeah. I just want my thoughts to be free. Escape from 100 degrees. Blowing the smoke in the trees. I'm burning 100 degrees. Sleep in the shade of the weed. Escape from 100 degrees. Travel by night in the streets. I'm burning 100 degrees. Sweating in my socks, ducking from the cops. Last week they nearly caught me tagging bus stops. A lot of asphalt, a lot of concrete, connected in the streets by our feet and heartbeats. Why I feel so lonely, but there's so many people. Why I feel like most of them are evil. The city is my canvas, but I don't need no easel. Freedom of expression and a can of paint my weapon. Backpack, skateboard, the streets of my profession. Feeling like I'm flying, but I've never seen heaven. Eyes dead ahead, we know exactly where we steppin'. Meeting at the spot, we can feel it beckon. We don't measure hours by the second. Something calls to lost kids. There's a common link across people like this. People like me, we hide in plain sight. Do we even exist? I think we just might. Just pick up the phone and begin to write. Someone knows your thoughts from out of sight. I just want my thoughts to be free. Escape from 100 degrees. Blowing the smoke in the trees. I'm burning 100 degrees. Sleep in the shade of the weed. Escape from 100 degrees. Travel by night in the streets. I'm burning 100 degrees. Burning up out here, bitch, you feel me?
Welcome to the Milo Experience.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Welcome to the 4th episode of the Milo Podcast. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. We're going to move on to the coveted regular segment, the Brodie Report. The Brodie Report. So, as you heard, we had a recent tip-off that Brodie has been hiding around the rocks at Silverton. Big guy, what's he doing out there? What kind of mischievous things has he been up to? Probably replacing the rocks, moving them around, putting them into different structures, doing what big people do. Brodie is a big friendly giant, but sometimes he gets a little violent. He'll be smashing up the rocks, or he's smashing himself into the rocks, driving 100 million kilometers an hour on his bike. Hits a bump, splattered, broken bones, nearly breaks his leg. And then, you know what? Everyone just laughs about it. No one even takes it seriously. Nearly dies, laughs. Can you believe it? But you can't kill this guy, man. He's too big. This guy is larger than life, dude. Brodie, big old Brodie. You can't keep him down, dude. He's a big old man with a big old heart and a big old soul. And there's no way that that's leaving his body without some kind of like entire World War 3 or 4 type scenario. Nuclear bombs. We're going to have to roll out the infantry, the army, the air force, and the navy. All out to Silverton to tackle this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Big ass Brodie. He does not go down easily. We're talking Godzilla type shit. You know, blocking out the sun. Gravitational pull. You heard it all here first. And that's why you love us. That's why you love us here at the Brodie Report. And that's why you love Brodie. Everybody loves Brodie. He's a big guy. Walking around the hospital. Walking around town. Walking around Broken Hill. driving around Broken Hill. You know what he does? He plays in a band. He plays bass, the biggest instrument of them all. You can't get a bigger guitar than a bass. You know what I'm saying? Especially a bass guitar like 5-6 strings. That's what Brodie's. It's what he's aspiring to. And once he gets a hold of it, step back, look out the world. Look out the world of music. A new bass player is on there. Forget Les Claypool. Forget Cliff Burton. Forget that dude of Metallica. What's that dude's name? I forget. The Metallica bassist that everyone loves. Forget about him. Because now Brodie's playing for Who the Bell Tolls. It's for Who the Brodie Tolls. You know what I'm saying? What was that Metallica guy's name? I don't know. Who cares? He's dead. Anyway, this was the Brodie Report. Was it Jason Newsted? Yeah, that's the one. Is that him? I can't fucking remember. Anyway, we're gonna. I think that about wraps it up for today's episode. Just gonna have a quick word from our sponsors. Today's episode was brought to you by Me Undies. Do you wear undies? Good. You can put them on your head because you're retarded. Go down to meundies.com.au/the Milo Podcast and type in this code 157623176523985432176. 579 to get your free undies, to get your free ovaries, to get your free stuff to put on your gonads. Keep them inside that felt, keep them inside that polyester, 100% cotton. Feels good on your balls, man, you know what I'm saying? Get rid of those satin boxes, they don't fit anyway and they smell like piss, brah. This episode was also brought to you by ESP Guitars. Thank you very much, ESP Guitars. Shout outs to Kirk Hammett. He'll be playing that signature LTD ESP type shit, the KH guitar with the skull and crossbones inlays. And you can get that too. Go to ESP Guitars and type in the code SHREDDER, miloshreds.com/55777982 and get your shredding machine happening. I want to thank you, everyone. Thank one and all. Thank you and you for joining me today on episode 4 of the Milo Podcast. That's all for today. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.